A lot of people today don't understand data has become gold. People having access to what belongs to you is the goal of a lot of people who have malicious intention. We call them malicious actors in the field of cybersecurity. And one of the best way, or one of the most effective way of putting away malicious access to your data is by setting up what we call multi-factor authentication. Multi-factor authentication simply says, or simply talks about the fact that when you want to access what belongs to you, you provide more than one information or more than one factors to verify that you are actually the one that has the right to access those data. So you have stored your data somewhere, you have stored your resources or something that is important to you somewhere, and you needed to access it. You are now required to provide proofs that you have the right to access such. And then in this case, with a multi-factor, it means that you needed to provide more than just one information or more than just one factor to verify that you have access to such data. So in multi-factor authentication, we are talking about you providing or telling us something that you know, or something that you have, or something that is you, or something that describes you, or that describes that you are, that is inherent to you. Those three things are usually the layers of multi-factor, or what determines the kind of factors or information that is being asked from you when you want to determine whether you have right to access data or not. So, but the most common time of, or the most common implementation of this multi-factor authentication is what we call two-factor authentication. So what most people hear is two-factor authentication. People talk a lot about two-factor authentication, two-factor authentication. Two-factor authentication simply says that two factors have been required instead of more than two factors, or instead of having 3 or 4 factors being required, they are asking for just 2 factors. And usually when they ask for 2 factors, they are asking for what you know and what you have. Two-factor authentication simply says that 2 factors have been required. Today, with the improvement in technology being implemented in so many places, it's easy to have more than 2-factor authentication. And even with the advent of AI has made it very easy to implement a series of information or factors that can be used to determine whether you have the right to access to what you want to access. So when we talk about two-factor authentication simply says when you want to log into your phone, you provide something you know, maybe your username, your password, your passphrase, a key phrase that grants access. Then in addition to that password, to that thing you are asked to provide something that you have. So it could be your badge, maybe a card, you have a swipe card, they will tell you to swipe your card. It may be an OTP that is sent to you, maybe an OTP, maybe a hardware that you press and they give you a number. It may be something else that belongs to you that you have or you have with you physically that you provide it. Now, taking it further, if you are having to implement more than just 2 factors, you are now asked to provide something that is you. It could be your biometric scan, maybe your fingerprint, it could be your iris, your eye scanning, or it could be something that defines you. Your posture, it could be the way you walk, sometimes that's why I said AI has made it possible for us to use a lot of things now. Sometimes it's your location. Now you may, because if your GPS is enabled, for example, financial apps, when you want to access a app, they have recorded a particular location where you regularly check. Now, if you are taking your device to somewhere that is not your location or not your usual location where you make use of the app and you want to log in, it will query the fact that you are logging in from a different location because it has recorded your GPS location for that particular spot. So those are different levels of authentications. So basically what we are saying is that when we have more than one information that is required for you to have access to your data, that is multi-factor authentication. So, and what is the importance of multi-factor authentication? It prevents people basically from having access to what is private to you. So if someone picks up your phone and someone manages to know your birthday, know some things that you usually use as password, and the person inputs the password, now the person now needs to have maybe your OTP, which means that OTP will be sent to either an email or sent to a phone that is elsewhere, or sent to some location, or you may have an hardware token where you need to bring out and press a code and then it inputs the code. So this two-factor authentication is basically saying not just your username, not just your password is required, as an additional information will be required before you can before access can be granted to a data type. And this has saved a lot of people, especially WhatsApp these days. So many people lose their WhatsApp to hackers who just steal your phone. Then because they have your phone number, they just reinstall your the WhatsApp on another phone, and then they start posting as you. Now, if you set up a code, an extra authentication, nobody can just set up your WhatsApp on any other phone. They will require a code that is known to you. Now, the goal is to be careful not to reveal your code to anyone, especially when it's when you are trying to log in. When you have your code, know your code. Use it whenever you are trying to log into your WhatsApp on a device that you are not just commonly using. So this will protect you from losing access to your data. And not only WhatsApp, your email requires it can be set up to have two-factor authentication. In fact, basically, most applications online today now have the opportunity of setting up two-factor authentication. So, and there are different kinds of tools that you can use to set up two-factor authentication. You can use the app. There's an authenticator app that you can set up where it generates a code for you. You can use a hardware token. It's common. Sometimes it's just SMS. The system or the platform you are trying to log into will automatically generate the OTP, which is a one-time password, or a code, and send to your SMS or your phone number, and you provide such code. So basically, multi-factor authentication is asking for more than one factor for you to grant access to your data. And the earlier you begin to set your two-factor or multi-factor authentication on your devices, the safer you'll be. Once again, this is Cyberculture Interface. If this video has taught you one or two things, please like, share, and subscribe to this channel. Thank you.